Blades, welcome to another match preview as we look ahead to Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 30th of January at Selhurst Park. Eagles noises. Well, what do we say about that cup game? Not as enjoyable as the league game, of course, against West Ham, which I'd probably much rather talk about. But the last game was technically that 5-2 home defeat against Brighton and Hove Albion. If you look on social media, I'll just shine a spotlight on where a lot of the blame has been heading. 𝗍𝗍𝗶𝗏 apparently looked Evo garbage as the new man wasted no time acclimatising to Sheffield United standards. He's going to fit right in for a long time. Statistically, that is the most goals conceded for a Sheffield United debutant goalkeeper. Now, this from Statsman Adam. Since 1948, he's been able to go back and find that no one has conceded more than 4 on their debut. And Chris Wilder has made it very clear. The other boys, Foderingham, Davis, Jordan 𝗚𝗏, have not signed new deals. They are going to be out of contract 30th of June. So it was a great opportunity. And here's what he said. And one we took. And he'll be the number one from here on in. So there you have it. If you're having goal problems, I feel bad for your son. We've got 99 problems, but 𝗍𝗍𝗏 ain't one, apparently, because he's going to stay in net. So let's talk about Blades team news, and then I'll give you my predicted lineup. So we know about Egan, we know about Basham, Jefferson unlikely, Baldock I'm concerned. It's a lot of small tissue injuries. Tom Davies getting closer. Slimani and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 are back in league contention following their return from AFCON. Of course, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 did make a cameo appearance, shall we call it, at home against Brighton in the Cup. Now, here is what I think Chris Wilder will go with for the lineup and formation. I use the Fan Hub app for this. If you'd also like to predict your lineups, just like I have, you can download for free the Fan Hub app and get part of the Fan Hub community. The link is in the description, or you can use the code SHE-YC5. So we know it's going to be 𝗍𝗍𝗏 in goal, unless he picks up an injury from the moment I've said this to the game. Bogle, Anel, Robinson, Trusty. Now, you might think Reece Norrington-Davis, but it may have come too soon this game. He's been out for a long, long time, well over a year. Yet playing that Saturday, Tuesday, it will come, and it'll have to for next season. But I think it might be more likely this back four. Hamer, Souza, missed his tackling. Andre Brooks, real superstar in the making. Then do you go, I know it's an away game, but do you go McAtee? Do you go Archer? And does Asula, Yusukula continue? I don't know, because McBurney could be the man. If you're thinking you're not going to have a lot of the ball, maybe pump it long. I don't know. McBurney might be better at holding it up. Baldock, I'd love to see fit as an option. If you have Baldock back, you probably can go 3 at the back again until we get a new right-sided centre-back in. Many names have been mentioned. Now, 2024 is upon us, which means a packed schedule of FA Cup, AFCON, and of course, Premier League action. Beat the January Blues and watch every game with the atmosphere it deserves down at your local Green King Sports Pub. Don't settle for a dodgy stream. If it's on telly, it's on at your local Green King across their huge HD screens. Also, if you download the Green King Sports app, as I have, you'll receive 10% off every single drink whenever there's a game on. Their venues offer a range of low and no alcohol options, so dry January doesn't mean you have to settle for a worse sports watching experience. Let's talk about our opponents. Crystal Palace sit 15th in the league because, of course, they do. 21 points from 21 games to their name. You wouldn't have it any other way, Eagles fans. And, of course, under the management, again, of Roy Hodgson, they've scored 22 goals, starting off with, of course, one against us on the opening day. The Eagles are coming off the back of a 5-0 defeat away at Arsenal. Happens to the best of us, where, of course, they have a wretched record at Arsenal. They'll be looking to put things right in front of their vocal home support. Now, what I've been able to find online, if any of this is wrong, call me an idiot in the comments. 𝗍𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 out. Rob Holding, ankle, could return. Joel Ward, hamstring, could be back. 𝗜liche, hamstring injury. Jordan Ayew has been away with the Africa Cup of Nations, but his nation, Ghana, they are out. And Ghana actually have sacked coach Chris Hughton. Remember him after their group stage exit, which was a real surprise. Palace's top goal scorer is Odsonne Edouard with 6. Jordan Ayew has 5 assists. Definitely a player to watch out for. Now, Palace average 42.5% possession, which puts them 15th in the possession table. Manchester City are top of the table, perhaps unsurprisingly, with 64.2%. Guess who's bottom? The Blades, 36.7%. Now, the referee is brought to you by Parrot Peel. Parrot Peel is a virtual band. Many of their members are Blades. So Parrot Peel have a new album out as well. Check out their music, parrotpeel.com, if you want a little bit more on everything they do. And the referee for Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United is Tony Harrington from Cleveland. Not that one. This season, he's only taken charge of 2 Premier League games, which is very much on the low side, and both involved Burnley and Luton, and now the Blades. What are the Premier League trying to do? Is this another experiment? A referee they're not quite sure about. What are they trying to do to us? Well, aside from the top flight, he's taken charge of 9 other games, so he's not done a lot this season, but in total, that's 11. So let's look at that in total, because he's issued 44 yellows, only 2 red cards, he's only given 2 penalties. He last refereed Sheffield United's 1-0 home defeat. You might remember this when we go all the way back to the 30th of October 2021. That was against Blackpool. Yeah, now it's coming back to you when we were managed by 𝗜HIV-𝗫𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗏. I looked at the lineup for that game. It's likely that of the players that played in that one, probably only Oliver Norwood would be involved in this game, maybe Osborne. Player connections, players that played for both Sean Derry, Paul Eiffel, their current goalkeeper, of course, Dean Henderson, Bruce Dyer, who, when I wrote that down, accidentally wrote Bruce Diet. I'm not sure what that means. And Marcus Bent. Who can you think of? Also, I want to give a big shout out to our members, to our Patreons. If you'd like to support us, you know what to do. Right, let's get to my score prediction. But first, stat time, courtesy of Statman Adam. All 7 Premier League meetings between Crystal Palace and Sheffield United have been won, with the winning side keeping a clean sheet each time. Does that make sense? It's the most played fixture in the competition's history to never have both teams score in a game. The Blades' earliest league goal this season is 34 minutes, which is absolutely incredible. It's game 59 between the sides, of Palace winning 24 to the Blades 22, so incredibly even, or 12 draws, quick maths. Last draw was 10 games ago, 0-0 in May 2009. How can we forget? The last Blade to score away at Selhurst Park, I guess it was an own goal. Do you remember that 1-0 Berger's debut? That was 𝗏𝗏𝗏. So you'd have to go back to James Beattie, 2009. Maybe the only Blade to do so in the past 20 years, as 2 of the last 3 goals were own goals. And of course, one of those as well was Mark Hudson. What he's doing now. And a fun fact, Palace are nicknamed the Eagles. Sheffield's rugby team are also the Eagles. That I just threw that in. My prediction is 0-0. This is 2 sides that don't have a lot of the ball, don't score a lot of goals, could be absolutely awful. Let me know your score prediction in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Check out our audio podcast as well. Thank you, as ever, very much for watching. Goodbye.